While SAS has been successful with external accountability measures, where the organization has been asked to report and justify procedures and results to others, it has been less successful with internal accountability that organizes the work of internal stakeholders around the mission of the school by setting high expectations, establishing meaningful goals, and monitoring results. An example of this is SAS's accountability to the DSLOs. SAS successfully conducted a self-study with the DSLOs as the focus when it was required by WASC, an external professional and bureaucratic accountability agency. Since then, SAS has struggled with internal accountability and continuing to address them. One challenge is that there is not clarity around who is the director and who are the providers. Therefore, no one is taking responsibility for making sure that the challenges associated with implementing the DSLOs are being addressed, or that evidence of student achievement of the DSLOs is being collected. A second challenge to internal accountability is goal setting. Several competing priorities have emerged, resulting in a divergent objectives problem where some employees see the DSLOs as the goal to be achieved, while others see them as an add-on or distractor to the goal they have set for themselves. A third challenge to internal accountability is monitoring, because there is no clear expectation or mechanism for reporting out on the DSLOs. While some individual teachers have information about what practices they are utilizing to teach the DSLOs and the degree to which students are achieving them, the information is not shared with administrators. This results in administrators not having the information necessary to determine if teachers are adequately teaching the DSLOs and if students are adequately achieving them. To hold the organization accountable for progress in this area, the board and superintendent have made collection of evidence of student achievement of the DSLOs one of the organizational goals for 2016-17. Additionally, in April 2017, a WASC midterm visit will occur. This will require evidence of progress in addressing the challenges regarding the DSLOs that surfaced in the previous self-study. Although both of these forms of bureaucratic accountability will help, a more effective approach would be to implement additional forms of both internal and external accountability. As Darling Hammond, Will Hoyt, and Pittenger state, genuine accountability must both raise the bar of expectations for learning and trigger the intelligent investments and change strategies that make it possible to achieve these expectations. To achieve genuine accountability and the resultant long-term positive impact, the approach must rest on three pillars: meaningful learning, professional capacity, and resource accountability. These pillars should become the basis of the new accountability system at SAS. The new accountability system must be aligned to the DSLOs. Using the rubrics developed during the self-study, SAS needs to identify learning progressions for each DSLO. Teachers should use the rubrics and learning progressions to develop summative assessment tools that allow students to show deep conceptual understanding. In addition, teachers should use the rubrics formatively to provide feedback to students, guide their own professional practice, and help students accurately self-assess their achievement. Because reporting results to parents in the community is a basic element of accountability, mechanisms for sharing DSLO student achievement results need to be developed. Students should be required to maintain a portfolio that demonstrates performance in each DSLO to provide evidence that teachers can use to make accurate decisions about student achievement and to allow parents a more complete view of their child's accomplishments. Finally, SAS should ensure that administrators and faculty use the results of these assessments to engage each other in a culture of inquiry, where data about student achievement of the DSLOs is regularly analyzed so problems are surfaced and addressed. To facilitate this, SAS should develop a dashboard of indicators, including external progress and process benchmarks, that will allow administration and faculty to make decisions based on multiple sources of evidence. Building the capacity of educators at SAS is an important step in improving its accountability system. Teachers should be held accountable for teaching behaviors that are causally related to student achievement. Fortunately, SAS already has in place a standards-based teacher evaluation system, including rubrics that state what teachers should know and be able to do. What is missing is specificity regarding the DSLOs. SAS needs to clearly articulate what these expectations are and revise the appraisal rubrics as appropriate. This will allow teachers to better demonstrate outcome-based accountability and will allow administrators to provide teachers with useful feedback as well as to support struggling teachers with professional development. Professional accountability will be increased because the roles and expectations of teachers will be better aligned with SAS's goals and vision. Whole system reform will be more likely because several of the right drivers identified by Fullen will be present. Evidence from the appraisal process can be used as a strategy for building capacity through professional learning. Because the system requires teachers to fully engage in PLCs, it is a way of building social capital. Finally, because the focus is on pedagogy instead of just implementing the latest form of technology, teachers can focus on how to best engage students in attaining the DSLOs. Finally, to improve resource accountability, SAS needs to deal with the complex political environment that is posing a challenge to meeting its goals. For most of the school's history, change occurred under the direction of each division. The Office of Learning has contributed to the problem because its efforts resulted in, as Childress, Elmore, and Grossman put it, a slew of unrelated initiatives that collectively consumed mass resources and went nowhere fast. The Office of Learning needs to focus on systemic solutions instead of fragmented actions. The last right driver for whole system reform identified by Fullen. By redefining the role of the Office of Learning and implementing the DSLOs, there will be greater clarity around who is the director, the Office of Learning, and who are the providers, division administrators and teachers. Requiring the Office of Learning to utilize evidence of meaningful learning will ensure that decisions regarding resource allocation, curriculum, and instructional materials and professional learning are all based on how SAS is performing in relation to student achievement. The Office of Learning will be able to use evidence to determine what is working and what is not, allowing corrective action to be taken in a timely manner. Developing and implementing a new system of genuine accountability that utilizes a variety of assessments focused on meaningful learning, leverages the existing performance appraisal system to build professional capacity, and redefines how the Office of Learning operates to improve resource accountability will increase the likelihood that the right drivers will provide a concentrated and accelerating force for progress towards the goals of reform. The end result will be SAS students achieving the desired student learning outcomes, becoming exceptional thinkers prepared for the future.